Hello, everyone, and welcome to another quick edition of Bitcoin Technical Update with the Crypto Cowboy. That's not a cowboy. Um, and today we're going to look at Bitcoin, and I'll briefly touch on Litecoin and Ethereum just as a follow-up on my last video where we've talked a little bit more about trading entries and exits, and how I look for setups, kind of how I manage things, and what I'm scanning for when I'm trying to open up a trade. Okay, so let's start with Bitcoin. We are on a daily chart. So basically, on a daily chart, I am bullish. I continue to remain bullish as long as we stay within this upward trending channel. And if you visit the previous video, you'll see kind of what I've analyzed here and what we've done. I'll quickly run you back through it. And basically, the main discussion there was, is this wave is this wave 4 over, and this wave 5 from here, it's over and it actually goes here. I'll kind of guide you to a page where I make regular updates on charts, but in the meantime, let's take a look at this. So this is one possibility where, for example, we are still tracking orange 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These levels up top, don't get yourself caught up in the targets up here, because I've just moved them up there for the sake of the planning or anything, or just kind of for the right look. But this can move anywhere based on these targets or Fibonacci targets. But basically the main idea is that I still think Bitcoin has power to go up. Now the question is, does this happen starting now, or does it happen after a more decent pullback? So let's take this situation where we're saying, okay, this wave green 5 is not over, and we're going back to a 6-hour chart, and just so you can kind of see my my thoughts behind it as I'm going, and I'm thinking, okay, if this wave 5 is not over here, then we must be in a I gotta delete this quickly. We might be in a 5th wave move here that I need to break into 5 wave moves up, right? So let me just get this done really quickly, and I go decompose as an impulse. So this way we're considering this instead of being part of a larger wave 4, which I'll get to it in a second. We're considering this as wave 1, and this is a wave 2, and now we're going back up into a wave 3, 4 to complete this 5, and then we can pull back in 4. So how high this wave 5 was going to go, we don't know. We can watch this top of the channel and see how the price reacts up here and what kind of rejections we have at those levels. Like I said, I think there'll be anywhere between 6,000 and 6,500 will be an extreme resistance. So I'm allowing for a push up there, especially with the move that I see in Litecoin and Ethereum. But the other possibility is this is that this wave 5 is already done, and I think I've talked about it. And in that case, we have to eliminate this, and then I'm going to go back to a daily and just say, okay, if this move up here, it's a wave 5, then we got to pull everything over here, right? So now this becomes a wave 5, this is a wave 3 blue, and we are building this wave 4, which kind of matches if you look at the size. And that's why I would expect a little bit more sideways movement into the wave 4 to match the size of this wave 2. And if I go on a 6-hour chart, you will see what I mean. And that's basically, looking for another move towards the bottom of this trend line. So let's say that it's a zigzag or a triangle, right? We're looking for this to be a correction. The problem here is that this is a 3-wave move. You have 1, 2, 3, right? So what starts with a 3-wave move, it's either a triangle or a flat. So if we're going to be having a flat, if it's a triangle, then we're going to get something like this, okay, into a 4, and then we go up. That's one option. All right. If it's a flat, then we get the 3-wave moves down, which we did. Let me just get my marker. Which we did here. So that's 3. So we got to be followed up by another 3-wave move up, which is 1, 2, possibly 3 here, maybe to 80% of this move down, and then a 5-wave move down into the wave C, and then we go up. Okay. It could also merge itself into a running flat which is we go three-wave move up, down, then we go higher, we take up this high of the wave 5, and then we come back and we kind of stop at the bottom here, and then we go up, okay? Or it can be an expanded flat where we go 3, we go higher, and we come even lower, and then we go up, okay? So that's why anytime you're in a wave 4, you can get into this problematic price action that you don't know how this is going to morph, right? And it's totally normal. You don't have to know. You got to wait for the market to tell you what's going to happen, and that's why I don't necessarily recommend trading fourth waves. And you want the market to show that it's finished. So if you haven't caught any of this move and you're looking to entry, I would definitely be patient. Okay, so this is what's happening into Bitcoin, and this is the two scenarios that I'm looking at. If I go back on a daily chart, you know, a pretty good support line will come probably around somewhere at these levels if we are to pull back somewhere down here, right? Because you have basically this channel, which you take the parallel from the lows to the bottom of wave 2, okay? And then you kind of take that up here. So you have this as a support, and then you have this rising trend line. You know, you could get some fib numbers here, and then we go up. Okay, so just, you know, be patient with this, and you know, try to see what happens here in the next few days. Like I said, the market, it's gonna make up its mind pretty soon, and we just need to follow, right? Just stay open. The other two things that I quickly wanted to touch was Litecoin and Ethereum. And if you go in my previous videos, I kind of go just a little bit more in depth into that analysis and how do we buy that. And I think if I go to a 6 hour, and we were talking a few days ago about it, and I said, listen, I'm not ready to buy Ethereum. Ethereum was Litecoin. Litecoin was somewhere around here. And I said, you know, is the good entry? You know, maybe, but maybe not. And why? Because I wanted to see the price come and see what happens at this trend line, and I haven't moved it, right? And you can see how nicely the market reacted to this uptrend channel, and we are going higher. Now, what's interesting and what I wanted to see here is what's happening as we are attacking. So that would have been a good entry for anybody, because if this fourth wave, you know exactly where your stop would be. If this is a fourth wave, which in a way it's very, very large compared to wave 2, it's just a guideline. It's not illegal, but it becomes illegal the moment you would have come below the start of this wave 1 here, right? And that never happened. All right. So in terms of rules of Elliott, wave 4 did not penetrate the area of wave 1, so we are totally fine. Now we are approaching again the trend line here, and depending on how you draw it, we might already be piercing through it, but I would still need a little bit more confirmation in Litecoin to see what happens. And if you wanted to go on a 2-hour chart and see if you already have a 5-wave move from the low, you can kind of see that you have a 1, 2, maybe another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then you should get a pullback, which would be a nice entrance. Now you'd have confirmation, stop would go below the low, and you could probably take a trade going up. All right, so that's the Litecoin, and that's what I said in the previous video. I'm not ready, but as soon as it touched here, the market reacted, which is awesome. All right, which is, you know, maybe one of the rare occasions that it happens, if you get my joke. All right, Ethereum was kind of the same thing, right? It's you go into a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you know, I kind of hate when this happens because the market blows up in your face. It could work in this case because what I've said before, I like that we pulled into a 3-wave correction in Ethereum. And if this is indeed a wave 1 up, and then you have a nice A, B, C pullback into this trend line, it's a nice entry with a nice risk reward. And you do have your critical levels. You can't really go below the start of wave 1 with a wave 2, so you know exactly what your stops would be, and then you can start shooting up higher. So again, with the small confirmations that I'm getting from Ethereum and Litecoin and some of the other cryptos that I'm not going to get into, I think Bitcoin, you know, could have some legs here. Again, we got to be patient and see what happens into this fourth wave. I wouldn't get, you know, super excited, but definitely there is something here to look at. And again, if you wanted to see my kind of constant updates on charts, which I do pretty much every 6-7 hours, 8 hours, I go on a 4-hour chart and I do updates. I go on TradingView, and I have to use a different platform here because I'm not allowed to use my own platform, so I got to use this. And I think this is Bitfinex. Some people don't like it because I think the price is a little bit different, but I've done it on it, and I'll keep doing it until I'll eventually switch to Coinbase or whatever else is out there. But basically, this was an update at 7:30. You have a daily update, in the evenings. This was kind of the day before, and then in the morning. So I'm kind of trying to follow, a path here and see what happens, and then I provide small commentary into what I think is going on into the market, and this way you can kind of see my thought process and how I look at it. So if that helps in any way, enjoy it. All right. So if you guys, appreciate the content, just give me some thumbs up, and any questions you got for me, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe so it's easier for you to get these, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.